Angam versus Athena. Who do you think is going to win?
She's back. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bella and this is Bella's Perfume Diaries. If this is your first time stumbling on this channel, Perfume Diaries is a series where we'll talk about perfumes, a sprinkle of beauty and lifestyle. So if this is the kind of content you like, please click that subscribe button and join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again. So on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Battle of the Clones. Since these Middle Eastern companies have decided to be battling themselves to produce clones of the same perfume, I have some of the original fragrances of these dupe fragrances, and I'll be telling you how close they are, which is better and which you should splurge your money on. Now we're going to be starting with the first one, which is one of the OG perfumes that started the hype on dupe perfumes, which is Angel Share by Kilian. And the fragrances I have that are similar to Angel Share by Kilian are Camera by Latafa and Kismet Angel by Maison Alhambra. So these two fragrances have been rumored to be duping Angel Share by Kilian. I have the OG Angel Share by Kilian in my collection. One of my best gourmand fragrances till date, like a sexy boozy vanilla scent. Latafa was the first to create a dupe of that fragrance, which is Camera. So this one is a beautiful boozy vanilla scent centered around the notes of dates. Just because of that sweetness from the dates, it kind of overshadows that cinnamon spiciness in it. So this one is not as spicy as the OG Angel Share. While this one, Kismet Angel, is more centered around the notes of honey, even though it also has that boozy, spicy cinnamon in the OG Angel Share, it's a little more sweeter. Out of these two, the one closest to Angel Share is Kismet Angel by Maison Alhambra. This one has everything from that Angel Share, apple pie, spicy, cinnamon, boozy vanilla. The only difference is that this one has a note of honey that Angel Share doesn't have, but you can hardly tell the difference between the two. To me, this one comes off as like a watered down version. So if I'm to recommend a perfect Angel Share dupe, I'll recommend Angel Share by Maison Alhambra. Now, another dupe that got a lot of rave on the internet last year is Bianco Latte. And I have two impressions of Bianco Latte, one from Paris Corner and one from Latafa. So this is Taskin Caramel Cascade from Paris Corner and Eclair. I got this one first, and to be honest, when I sprayed this at first, I was hugely disappointed. Like, Caramel Cascade wasn't doing it for me. Fortunately for me, I left it to macerate. This fragrance needs time. Yeah, it needs time to macerate. When I got Latafa also needed some time to macerate because it gave me that rubbery, plasticky scent. Even though it is said to be like a creamy, lactonic floral scent, but there's this undertones of plastic rubberiness that I could not just get past. When I let this one sit for like a month, I don't get the rubberiness as much as I did at the beginning. While this one has settled completely, I don't get the rubberiness at all. Like, this one has become a very creamy, lactonic floral scent. You get more of the florals in this one. I got a sample for Bianco Latte because I wanted to get a full bottle of that perfume. To be honest, these dupes are not like so far apart from the original. They're like 90 to 95% similar. So these two dupes that I got are enough for me. I really don't need that Bianco Latte because I'm not a fan of that DNA at all. But if I'm to recommend to you, Eclair is a more smoother version of that Bianco Latte impression, while this one is a more long-lasting version. So if you want one that is a little screechy but long-lasting, this is perfect. Or if you need a smoother version, Eclair by Latafa. I hope I've been able to help you out with this one. Now, the next one I'll be talking about is a dupe for Aura by Mugler. So this is Sugar from, I think, Afro Lab, and this is Juicy Melange from Paris Corner. These two fragrances smell alike. This DNA in general is like this juicy, green, fruity scent. I don't know why they call this fragrance Sugar because it's not a sugary scent. I actually love it because it's very unique. It's not smelling like anything you have smelled before. If I'm comparing these two, this one to me leans more of floral, like a juicy green floral scent, while this one leans more of like a juicy green fruity scent that kind of smells like cocktail, like a fruity cocktail basically. So I feel like this one comes off as more fresher, while this one comes off as more floral. The one that lasts longer from these two is Juicy Melange. So if you need like this DNA but one that is more long lasting, I would recommend Juicy Melange from Paris Corner. But if you need a more affordable version, Sugar is your go-to. Now, one that had the spotlight last year is a dupe for Burberry Goddess. Now, Burberry Goddess is one of my favorite vanilla fragrances. It's a mix of vanilla, ginger, cacao, some florals. It's very, very sexy, very yummy, but at the same time, very, very sophisticated. Mason Alhambra came out first with the dupe for Burberry Goddess called Athena, and then Latafa followed suit with Angam. I love these two fragrances. They are my babies. When I got this at first, I was completely obsessed just because I love that DNA. But when I got Angam, I was like, okay, there's a new favorite on the block. This one is like a chilled, laid back, still very sexy, very alluring. It's like a slow poison kind of scent, while this one is in your face, strong, long lasting, loud. Now, to the one that is more closer to Burberry Goddess, I feel like Athena is more closer to Burberry Goddess because Angam, they added more sweetness to it, and Burberry Goddess is really not that sweet. It's just a beautiful, fun, sexy vanilla ginger scent. And Athena kind of gives me more of Burberry Goddess than Angam. But if you need a more projecting, more long lasting version of Burberry Goddess, Angam is your go to. Now, another one that made a lot of waves last year is her Confessions by Latafa and Tasking Latte Divina. So this is said to be a dupe for Blanche Bed by Liquid Imaginaire. I haven't tried the Blanche Bed, so I cannot compare that. But comparing these two fragrances, her Confession is like a more smoother version of that DNA, creamy, lactonic, milky scent with some florals, like this very angelic, ethereal, bridal, mystical scent. There's a little bit of this medicinal quality in these fragrances that is more dominant in the Lacta Divina than in the Confessions. And also in Lacta Divina, the cacao is more prominent. I actually love these two fragrances and I cannot pick one out of the other. There's something in here that I don't like, which is that medicinal scent that lingers all through the fragrance. But this one smoothens out the fragrance completely. But I love the cacao in this, which is not present in this. So I just love both fragrances. The one that lasts longer is her Confessions, even though it's like lighter. So this one projects more than her Confessions, while this one lasts longer than Lacta Divina. So make your choice which one is your vibe. So that's her Confessions by Latafa and Tasking Lacta Divina from Paris Corner. Now, the next one I'll be talking about, whether you guys like it or not, this fragrance is kind of in the same DNA, the same scent profile, which is the Label DNA. This is Care Confection by Paris Corner, and this is Terrac by Latafa. So this one was created first, and this one has been compared to Label by Jean Paul Gaultier. It's not like 100% the same, but in that same scent profile. While this one has been compared to Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar from Kali. If you watched my first impression of that fragrance, I mentioned that that fragrance reminds me of Label by Jean Paul Gaultier, and a lot of people have said the same thing, that Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar kind of has that Label DNA, but with more candy. So these two are kind of in the same DNA with that Label line, but this one is centered more around the notes of candies and all that sweet gummy nuance, while this one has pears in it, but then it has praline, it has honey that gives it sweetness, and then it also has leather. So if I'm comparing these two, I feel like this one is sharper, it's like louder, it's like sweeter than this one, while this one is still very sweet, but it's more like candy sweet, while this one is more like honey sweet. It's just for you to pick which one you would vibe to, a more juvenile, playful one or a more mature one. I actually love both fragrances. They both serve different purpose. But if I have a gun to my head and you're telling me to pick one, I'll pick Terrac by Latafa. So yeah. And the next ones that have similar vibes, that is kind of duping or in the same profile with Lira by xerjoff, is the Empire Victor by Cadlage and Soft by Al Rehab. So these two fragrances have been said to have this lemon cupcake kind of vibe, but I feel like this one is more of like a fresher version of that scent profile, while this one is more denser, is more thicker. It has that caramel dragging it up. If you have always wanted to get like a big version of Soft, then you can get your hands on Empire Victor, the reformulated version from Cadlage. If I'm to pick one out of these two, I'll definitely pick this one because this one projects more and it lasts longer. So that's Empire Victor by Cadlage and Soft by Al Rehab. Now, the next one I'll be talking about is that Love Don't Be Shy DNA, which is this very sweet orange blossom feminine scent. And the fragrances that have been created to dupe that scent is Fakama from Maison Azra and Ansam Gold by Latafa. If you're an OG on this channel, you know that I decluttered Ansam Gold by Latafa because it was really, really screechy to me. That one is more fresher, like lemon screechiness. It's just all over the place. I wasn't a fan of that scent at all, but this one is very toned down. It just smells very feminine, sweet, girly, and it pairs beautifully with literally all my fragrances. So when I got this fragrance at first, it was smelling kind of powdery, but then when I let it macerate, it became like a beautiful, sweet orange blossom scent that is very juicy. If I'm picking one out of the other, I'll definitely pick Fakama from Maison Azra over Ansam Gold by Latafa. Now, the other two that I'll be talking about, I had these fragrances, but I ran out of them. The Angel Nova DNA, which is Maya by Latafa, and Musuf Wardi. Those two fragrances are very, very similar to the Angel Nova DNA, that beautiful raspberry fruity scent that has that lychee tartness in it. It's very exotic, like this exotic fruity scent. I've tried those two fragrances, and the one I love most out of the two is Maya by Latafa. The first one I tried was the Musuf Wardi, and I was gushing over it and raving over it until I tried Maya by Latafa. Maya is this shit. It lasts long, it projects amazing, and it's just outstanding. So if you want that Angel Nova DNA and you need the perfect dupe for it, just go for Maya by Latafa. Now, the last ones I'll be talking about is the Billie Eilish dupe, Nebras by Latafa and Cacao from Fragrance World. I've tried those two fragrances, and the one that is more similar to Billie Eilish is Nebras by Latafa, but Cacao is a beautiful interpretation of Billie Eilish, except the red berries. You know, there's this plasticky Play-Doh scent that you get from that Billie Eilish scent, but Cacao doesn't have it. Cacao is just a very smooth, dusty cacao scent. It has picked out the cacao in Eilish and Nebras except the red berries. So if you had a problem with that red berry greenness, play-doh scent with Billie Eilish, just get Cacao. Cacao is perfect. A chill, dusty cacao scent that is very sexy, that can also layer beautifully with your milky scents. Get Cacao. But if you need that exact DNA of Eilish by Billie Eilish, Nebras is perfect for you. So those are the 10 clone fragrances that have battled against the original fragrances that they were created to dupe. Let me know which ones you're currently vibing to. If you have anyone that I haven't mentioned that is similar, please let us know in the comment section. I'm really not a fan of redundant fragrances, especially the ones that I'm not really crazy about. Having too many dupes of the same fragrance when we have millions of other fragrances that need to be duped. This video would also help you not to buy fragrances that will be redundant in your collection and to pick the one that is best from all the ones that have been created. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of this episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, drop your scent of the day in the comment section. I would love to connect with you in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning to Bella's Perfume Diaries. I'll be seeing you on my next episode. Bye.